And then we went into the which match?
Was the Street Profits versus RKBRO for the Raw set of tag titles.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just me and I'm getting old and cranky or something. I'm not a big fan of the Street Profits.
I'm not a fan of them as a team.
No.
I'm a fan of Dawkins. I think he's got a lot of potential. I think the other guy that's with him, Montez Ford, is a bit of a toss, personally.
He seems to be a wee bit over the top or a wee bit overacting the part. Or
yeah, bit of a tosser.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, to me, he reminds me a bit of a tosser. That's what he reminds me of, you know.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan. I must say, I am liking RKBRO. I think they're entertaining.
I'm still not a big fan of Riddle.
Aren't you? I am. Actually.
No, I'm not. I'm not a big fan of. Never been a big fan of Randy Orton either. That slow, methodical style, but one beat. I just never been able to get into him.
Really?
No, really ever. That's not from all the way back in the day.
Yeah.
Randy Orton is somebody I could never get into. With Riddle, I don't know. The surfer thing doesn't do it for me. It really doesn't. Together, they're a good team. I don't want to say anything negative about the team.
You sort of got that, he admires Randy and he tries to take him off and he tries to do all that. And he's a bit quirky and he's sort of like the dumb blonde male version.
I just there's something about him. I just don't. I can't. Apparently, he's a really nice guy too. I mean, like Shooter said to me, he wrestled with him in England. Oh yeah, they got video of them wrestling against each other. He's a hell of a nice guy. Apparently, a really top guy. I know if it's WWE and the character that I don't get into, I just can't get into him. Montel Ford.
I actually like him. I think he's. I think there's a lot of potential with him that they could do a lot with him. I think maybe the hookup with Randy is to really try and get him up.
Oh yeah, try and give him a push. I do, but I think the way the character is, it's never gonna. For me anyway. I could be wrong. That's my taste, but I can't sort of get onto him. But that Angelo Dawkins,
yes,
the larger of the two Street Profits.
Yeah.
He literally ran over the top of the guy. Literally jumped over and running.
Yeah.
This is a big dude. This is not a small guy. He's impressively athletic. I don't know what I think he's not too bad on the mic. He's not over the top, but he's pretty good. There's a lot of things they could do with Angelo Dawkins.
Yes.
That Montel Ford, I don't know what somebody needs to tell him to turn it down.
Yeah.
He's come out doing some ridiculous freaking dance at one point, like he was having an epileptic fit. Oh yeah. This is, at the end of the day, this is Randy Orton. You need to take that shit seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it would have been talked about, but if you're even going to even think about wrestling Randy Orton, you'd be one of saying, well, I'm worried about this guy because this guy's a dangerous fella. Not coming out dancing and doing ridiculous shit.
With that Dawkins, could you almost try and, for lack of a better word, and I know some people might think I've gone totally crazy, but could you almost try and turn him into like an Ernie Ladd character from back in the day?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Big, tall, Afro-American, muscled, skilled.
You know what they really need to do? Right, in all honesty, with those two guys, or with another African American, right? But you just need another team like Doom.
Another team like
Doom. Remember
Doom? Yes.
Right. Butch Reed and Ron Simmons, right?
Yeah.
Right. They were two nasty, hard-hitting dudes that looked like they come straight out of the project somewhere. They weren't acting like fools. They'd go in there and they'd smash you. A bit like Harlem Heat. They'd go in there and they'd smash you.
Yeah.
There's too much dancing and playing around. And
I don't like it.
Street Profits, Too much, I don't know what white man can't jump going on. I don't know. But I reckon that Dawkins, you put him in with another guy that's a serious, looks like a guy that'd be swinging a pipe at someone.
What about Dawkins and Omos?
Well, hey, it's not bad.
Oh.
That's a good.
They could be unbeatable if they could get Omar's fire in there.
You know, you put them with a good manager.
Oh.
You know, makes your mouth water. They'll go through the Usos. They'll go through everybody.
Oh, they could go through everyone.
That's right. That's not a bad. That's not a bad lineup. That's a good lineup, Pete.
Yeah, I was thinking
those
about
two guys. He's the little guy. Dawkins the little guy. That's the thing about it.
But the little guy who's that big who can do the athletic stuff, and you still got the big guy who can do the big guy stuff. You know what I mean?
And Dawkins can pull it off.
Oh, shit, yeah. Because he's been around for a while, Dawkins.
Yeah.
He's been around for a fair while.
And he can move. For a guy that size. He's got good wrestling ability. I saw him take the thing and do a single leg properly too.
Yeah. Get out of those
run the pipe.
Shorts and that.
Yeah. Get rid of it.
I hate all that.
Get rid of it. Put him in a set pair of blank tights with something sinister down the side of him.
Yeah.
Like the old Doom ones, but something else.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I don't think you could go that far anymore, but one of the best African-American tag teams for me would have been the Gangsters.
The who?
The Gangsters, which was New Jack and Mustafa. And they got their run first at Smoky Mountain. Watch some of the promos that they did at Smoky Mountain. Yeah. The promo, which is actually on New Jack's Dark Side of the Ring. The promo they did about when what was his name? O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
Killed his missus and her boyfriend. And he goes in this interview in the middle of the ring in front of everyone. He goes, "That's it, my boy OJ. Just another less honky we need to deal with." Like this. And the crowd was going to kill him. This is in Tennessee or something like that. Right? And they were going to kill him. I don't think you could go that far anymore, but that was a good tag team. That was two hard-hitting dudes that looked like that they could kick your ass. It was you weren't going to you weren't going to go and throw tomatoes at them in the car park. You know. So and that's what you can do with Dawkins and Omos. You could do that. They could be the two dudes you put them with a good manager. Yeah. They could be two dudes that no one's going to mess with. No one's going to mess with. You know.
So how did we score that one, Anthony?
I gave that also a 4.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, I think I was 5.5. I think.
Yeah, same 5.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay, but it wasn't. I don't know.
Oh, look, I liked the match. It was okay. I liked the whole show, actually.
The show was good, but
the length of time was good. I thought the stagger of matches, how well set up in progression. The show went on an upward steady curve all the way through.
Yes.
The women's match peaked a little bit and dropped down, which is what you want for the main event. I thought the balance of the show was great. Obviously, always their look is great. You know, like WWE's look, their presentation.
But do you ever notice every single year in the lead up to WrestleMania, it really just seems to go up a notch, but they don't sort of maintain it after WrestleMania, sort of thing. It just sort of peaks and then drops.
Yeah.
And then it sort of plateaus for a few months and then it starts. They've got the ability. I don't care what anyone says. You can't have all the infrastructure and the talent and everything at their disposal and not put on a kick-ass show every time.
The problem is, I think, this is what my feeling is with WWE, right? Is they don't put the talent first. They put the company first.
Yes.
So they're not promoting the talent. They're promoting always the company.
It's always the company, yeah.
And you can't do that.
What's the brand? They're promoting the brand. And I get that you got to do that because I actually understand it. But at the end of the day, if you go back to its absolute heyday when it was breaking every record under the sun, it was all about the matchups and the writing and the booking.
Yeah.
And just by sheer default, that puts the brand over.
Well, you look at the two major competitors in the sporting world, which is boxing and UFC.
Yeah.
Right? Boxing is always about the fight.
Yes.
Never about the promotion. It's always about the fight, you know, Dante versus Fury, Wilder versus Fury. I mean, I think it's been one of the biggest draws in recent times. You know, Tyson, even like that one that he done was Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr., right? These guys are both in their 40s. They still drew more money than WWE.
Yeah.
Right? It's because they're promoting the talent. So it's, if I want to watch that talent, I can only see it there. But if I watch WWE, I can watch WWE every week.
Yeah.
But not all the time. But the talent. You know, and that's where I think the match in the main events, if you had Reigns versus Goldberg and Lashley versus Lesnar as a co-main event, you would sell a lot of seats for that because it's about the two matches, not about the WrestleMania. It's about this match is happening at WrestleMania. I think that's where they've lost their way a bit. And I think that reason for that is, and I'll say that Vince and Co have thought, well, if I promote that talent and he leaves and goes somewhere else, or I've got to pay him a lot of money to keep him. But if I make the promotion the star, it can't go anywhere. It's mine. You know, and that doesn't work.
No.
I think that's the way they thought about it.
People are buying tickets to see the guys work. They're not buying tickets just to see WWE staging.
Yeah, that's right. And I think that's what Vince has done. Like you think about Sid Stone Cold, they've been the McMahons have been the major heels, all the major phases.
Yeah.
You know, it's only been in real recent times, the last 2 or 3 years, they've stepped back.
Yeah.
And then there was Triple H that was in there, which is really a family member. So any star that could up and leave, either they got him in really, really tight contracts, right? And everyone else is just fodder. Use them up and lose them because they want,
All right.
All right.